In the heart of the village of Kailu, drums were more than mere instruments. They were memory. Each was born of a fallen tree, its skin stretched with hide, and it was christened only after it had voiced its first rhythm. These drums were the village's heartbeat, announcing births, signaling danger, calling the rain, and singing the departed into their eternal rest. Yet, beneath the towering baobab at the outskirts of the village, sat a drum that no one dared touch. A drum weathered by time, its surface darkened and cracked, forever silent. The elders named it Mabala, the stubborn one, and shared tales of how it once spoke too loudly and was punished into silence. The children were warned, never play Mabala. But there was one curious soul who was drawn to the forbidden drum, a boy named Ayo. Ayo, small, barefoot, and dangerously curious, found himself drawn to the silenced drum, Mabala. His spirit, like a wayward gust of wind, could not be contained by the unseen walls of caution. And so, under the thin moonlight, he dared to approach the forbidden drum. Ayo's heart pounded like a drum beat itself, matching rhythm with the silence of the night. He reached out and touched Mabala. It was warm, a warmth that seeped into his being, a warmth that whispered of a silenced truth. The drum's voice, though silent for many suns, was not forgotten. One strike, a bold declaration, dumb. The sound didn't just echo, it traveled. It seeped into the very marrow of the village, stirring the elders from their shadows. Fear, not anger, filled their eyes as they beheld Ayo and the awakened drum. "Stop!" the elders commanded. "That drum carries truth!" Ayo, confronted with this revelation, shook but did not back down. He questioned the elder. Then, why silence it? The elder's sigh was a heavy cloud, laden with the weight of centuries. Because the last time it spoke, it told the people they were being ruled by fear, and those in power feared being heard. Ayo, his eyes reflecting the moonlight, turned to face the drum once more. "What happens if it speaks again?" he asked. The elder's gaze met his. A silent understanding passed between them. "Then the village will have to listen." Faced with the truth about Mabala, Ayo made a choice. With newfound resolve, Ayo struck the drum, breaking the silence. The rhythm was a pulse, a beat that seemed to change the very air around. Women paused in their chores, their hands stilling against the grain they were grinding. Men halted mid-step, their tools hanging forgotten in their hands. Children experienced a stir within them, a feeling they couldn't put into words. The drum spoke. It didn't just make a sound, it told a story. It was a story of forgotten promises, of land that was taken quietly in the dead of night, of voices that had been traded for the comfort of silence. The drum's voice was a mirror, reflecting back to the people the truths that they had chosen to overlook. Tears began to flow, not tears of sadness but of recognition, of understanding, of change. And as the drum's voice faded, the silence that followed was not the silence of before. It was a silence filled with meaning, with the echo of the drum's message, with the promise of transformation. The night passed in this heavy silence, the moon casting long shadows over the village of Kailu. As dawn broke, the first rays of sunlight revealed a village that was the same, yet different. By morning, Kailu was different. The drum had spoken, and the village had listened. They had heard the call for change, and they had answered. They had chosen to remember. Change swept through Kailu like a warm breeze, and Mabala was no longer the stubborn one. Its voice had echoed through the still night, speaking truths that had been buried deep within the hearts of the villagers. The drum's rhythm had stirred something primal, something that had been forgotten, but was now remembered. The village awoke to a new dawn, a dawn of understanding and acceptance. The people of Kailu, who had once turned a deaf ear to Mabala's voice, now embraced its message. The drum, once cracked and silent, now resounded with the heartbeat of the village, its rhythm a constant reminder of the truths it had spoken. Mabala, the drum that had defied silence, had earned a new name. It was now known as the Remembering Drum. It was a beacon of truth, a symbol of the village's newfound courage to face their fears and to listen when it was easier to stay silent. And what of Ayo, the small barefoot boy who had dared to strike the drum? Ayo did not become a chief or an elder, positions of authority and respect. Instead, he became something much rarer, something much more valuable. He became the one who listened, who dared to question, who refused to accept silence as the answer. He became the one who listened when silence felt easier.